The Marquette band and fans inside the McGuire Center ramp up the sounds and the heat for some Friday night hoops and game number 2 of the Marquette women's basketball season on Marquette University Television. Alongside my partner, Ben Schultz, my name is John Liuzzi. Amy Galashewski will be joining us periodically throughout the broadcast as our sideline reporter. And Ben, Marquette seemed to have all its cylinders going at full steam on Tuesday in their 96-35 win against Alcorn State.
Yeah, they really played well. In the first half, they scored 35 points, and then in the second half they came out and scored 31 right away in that third quarter. They really blew the doors open on the game, fixed up the turnover issues that they had in the first half, and came away with the win.
Yeah, Marquette, they were just excited to put on the jerseys for the first time in this young season as they got put right back into play after a long season in the off-season with the off-season trainings and in preparation for this season. Meanwhile, NJIT, they come into today's game on the other side of the record column with a loss to Wagner. And speaking to head coach Mike Lane earlier in the week, Ben, even though he knows the task is hard here tonight against a Marquette team who made the NCAA tournament last year, it's all about improving and getting better with the ball handle.
Yeah, this is going to be a big thing for their experience. It's going to be a big thing for all their players going forward this season, getting an experience against a tournament team like Marquette, and then going on the road Sunday against Wisconsin to sort of end this road trip for them.
First year forward, Trinity Williams led the Highlanders, and for the first time tonight, let's send it off to our third partner of the broadcast crew, Amy Galashewski. Amy?
John, it is truly starting to heat up in here as Marquette is ready to take on NJIT in just a few moments. The last time that these two teams met was 2009, and Marquette beat NJIT with a 40-point deficit. But looking at tonight, Marquette comes off of a blowout win from Tuesday. NJIT fell short on Tuesday, so it'll be interesting to see how these two teams match up tonight. And then when we spoke to Coach Duffy yesterday morning, she said it's time to forget Alcorn State and solely focus on NJIT because these two teams are drastically different. Alcorn State likes to penetrate the basket while NJIT attempts to widen teams and utilize that three-point line. And so tonight will be Marquette defense's time to shine if they can do it right, but we'll just have to see what happens. So back to you, John and Ben.
Thanks so much, Amy, for that report. And like Amy said, Ben, this is a different team that Marquette's going to be going against, but it's not like they haven't gone against a team like NJIT who likes to press the three-point line, but their defense is really where the bread and butter has been under head coach Megan Duffy, who enters her third season at the helm of the Golden Eagles.
Yeah, they really like to push the ball. They like to play press and transition defense. In that first game, they had 52 rebounds. That 15 turnovers, but 11 were in that first half. The defense intensity was high with those 16 steals. I think they'd like to shoot a little bit better from 3, only going 4 for 13. But 96 points, you can't really complain about that.
Yeah, you sure can, especially in the first game of the season. The three-point shooting will be one thing that Marquette will look to improve this year, something they struggled with last year in the 2020-2021 season. But that rebounding is where they ranked themselves in the top 5 in the country last season. It's been a consistent number under head coach Megan Duffy, along with Justine Ratterman, a former Division I player at Dayton, and now here with Duffy in Milwaukee, who leads that forward position unit for the coaching side, along with the defending with the rebounds. But let's talk about this Marquette team. They've returned Lauren Van Clunen. You see her right now on the screen. It is such a big plus for Marquette to get Lauren Van Clunen back for the 6th year, Ben.
Yeah, it's going to be a big part of their season going forward. Her experience, her play from inside and out. She can shoot the 3 a little bit, but that post hook is what Lauren's game is all about.
Yeah, the post jumper that she has, the hook jumper, they like to call it. We'll talk about it throughout the entire broadcast, but the teammates, they call it Dirk-esque, referring to the former NBA player Dirk over there. And you know, it's what she's really made her game all around. She's been through the ups and downs of this program, and now she's finally back in her third year as a starter on Marquette. The offense will go through her at times. She's able to be a versatile guard and forward, but let's send it to Amy for her key player of the game.
My player to watch tonight is grad student Carissa McLaughlin. She's a transfer from Purdue, and she just told us this morning that she's so glad that she came to Marquette because of the community that surrounds her. And John, let me tell you, this girl can score. On Tuesday night, she scored 21 points in 23 minutes. But that's not the only thing that she can do. She also has a lot of confidence in that point guard position. So her leadership, her versatility is what sets her apart on this team. And I think that tonight is the start of the Carissa McLaughlin era here at Marquette. Back to you, John and Ben.
It sure is the start of the Carissa McLaughlin era here at Marquette. She actually knows Megan Duffy, the head coach from the Golden Eagles, as she was recruited in high school while Coach Duffy was an assistant at the University of Michigan. She said that was a big part to helping her adjustment coming here to Milwaukee after 4 years at Purdue. Let's look at the head-to-head of our key players from Ben and I. For Marquette, it's the redshirt sophomore guard, Jordan King. I really think she's poised for a big season, Ben. She's determined to improve her shooting as it has been inconsistent for Marquette. She scored 3 points on Tuesday. Meanwhile, for NJIT, it's Trinity Williams, a first-year forward, and she's made herself known with the Highlanders.
Yeah, Trinity Williams had 13 points in just 17 minutes. 1 for 2 from the three in an offense that likes to shoot three. So we'll see tonight if she gets a couple more shots up.
Well, the starting lineups are just about to be introduced here inside the Owl. A big crowd for some Friday night hoops here in Milwaukee. The Highlanders going through their warm-ups right now to finish off before they get introduced. Marquette, they walk themselves out on the court as well. And we'll take a quick break momentarily as the national anthem gets played here inside the McGuire Center. Marquette, NJIT right after this on Marquette University Television. Welcome back here inside the McGuire Center. Ben Schultz, John Liuzzi will have the call of Marquette versus NJIT right here on Marquette University Television. And let's transition into the starting lineup for the visiting Highlanders out of the America East Conference. As we bring up the starting lineup, at guard will be Keena Squeener. At forward, Maria Fuchs. At guard, Lizzie LaQuinco. At forward, Kimmy Evans. And rounding it out will be guard Ellen Stool. And for Marquette, let's meet the starting lineup right now as the intro gets ready to be introduced. And let's meet the starting lineup for head coach Megan Duffy as we bring it up on the projector right now. At forward, a redshirt first-year forward out of Minnesota. It will be Liza Carlin, her second time in the starting lineup in her career. Carissa McLaughlin, the guard out of Purdue, the graduate transfer. Jordan King back in for her 60th consecutive start, Ben, in her Marquette career. She's at the guard. Lauren Van Clunen, the other forward, back for her 6th year due to COVID eligibility rule. And then Chloe Murata, the local product out of Mequon. She's in the starting lineup. And let's talk about a starting lineup, Ben, that Coach Duffy said we're going to see a little bit different this year. Because last year, it was the same starting five for the entire season.
Yeah, this is Liza Carlin's second start. She said the likes of Kenny Miles could start, among other players, because they start 3 forwards. We could see 3 guards right now with the 3-2. We could see different combinations throughout the year.
Liza Carlin, one of the returning members from last year's first-year team for Marquette, saw a lot of time in her first season here in Milwaukee. She'll be a versatile guard throughout the night, which is something that Marquette is going to want to see a little bit more out of her in her redshirt first-year season, mainly from the three-point line.
Yeah, last year Liza shot just about 40% from 3. We'll see if she can up those numbers, up those attempts. In the game Tuesday, she didn't have any. So we'll see what kind of shots she can get up tonight.
Well, we're just moments away from tip-off here in Milwaukee. Marquette donning their home gold jerseys with the blue and championship blue stripes down the side, while NJIT, they go with the road red jerseys with the navy blue piping. Lauren Van Clunen and Kimmy Evans in the center, and we're just seconds away from tip-off here for Friday night on November 12th. Ball is tipped and Marquette wins it, and Jordan King will bring it across court. King playing the point guard to begin this one for Marquette. She goes to Van Clunen. McLaughlin moving herself in. She's being defended by Ellen Stoll. My apologies. Turnover there by Jordan King. The pass was intended for Carlin. And Highlanders quickly on offense as Squire gets it in, and the first points of the night go to the visiting NJIT Highlanders. Jordan King back out as she finds Van Clunen. Murata onto the right. She takes the mid-range jumper. It does not fall, and NJIT gets the rebound. And that's something that Coach Lane was telling us earlier this week. Very important to get those defensive rebounds.
Yeah, that's going to be key. So that Marquette doesn't get as many shots, doesn't get as many possessions, because if they can limit that, they're going to have a better chance.
Well, that's a turnover and interception by McLaughlin. She drives to the lane. She'll get called for the foul. Number 44, Ellen Stoll, gets called for the foul. It'll be all on the floor, so Jordan King gets ready to throw it, to inbound it. Finds Carlin inside the paint, and she gets it off the glass and falls in for two. Liza Carlin, first Golden Eagle of the night to score. Fuchs has it right now. She makes the move on Carlin. Carlin double teaming her. Goes out to Stoll. She drives and gets it off the basket and off the rim, and it goes in.
Yeah, looks like that was a straight line drive that Duffy said that they're going to have to try and stop, and she got right to the basket there.
Van Clunin back to McLaughlin right now. Murata from three, and it falls in. Chloe Murata showing the three-point play early on in her redshirt junior season, and Marquette takes the lead. Stoll in the post, and no good as Carlin comes up with the rebound. Be Stoll and Van Clunin in a big matchup tonight. Golden Eagles moving the ball around the court right now. Van Clunin in the post with the jumper, and it no good, but Carlin gets the rebound, and she puts it back in.
She's got two early buckets here.
Big job so far from Liza Carlin getting those offensive rebounds.
I thought she had Murata early, but we'll see how this defense goes on this possession.
Bill Walker does not make it. Lewinko, my apologies. Murata holds it back a second as McLaughlin tries to go inside, and Lauren Van Clunin gets fouled.
Number 12, Maria Fuchs. That's her first.
Maria Fuchs gets called for the foul, her first personal of the evening. King tried going to Murata. Murata lost it for a second. King bounces it out. King with the long jumper, no good, but Marquette gets another offensive rebound. McLaughlin now leading it at the point guard. We'll see her switch off tonight with Jordan King. Carlin with the mid-range jumper, no good as it hits off the front of the rim, and it's picked up by Lewinko. Tries to go inside to Evans. Evans with the shot, but no good as Murata comes up and moves the ball up. Something that Coach Lane was talking about is Marquette, when they get their defensive rebounds, they like to throw the ball across the court very fast. That's something they're going to have to stop here this evening if they want to come out with a win. As King takes the jumper from the free throw line, no good, but the putback is Lauren Van Clunin.
Yeah, the offensive rebounds early, they've got a couple so far, getting some second chance points.
Marquette strong in the rebound right now, 3-0, as Evans goes in for a shot attempt, but no good as Marquette comes up with the ball. McLaughlin from downtown, no good, but it will go off Chloe Murata, the official says, and it'll be NJIT ball coming up.
I think they called Northern back there on Van Clunin. They didn't just tip it out.
Correction on that it is her Van Clunin's first foul of the evening. Kennedy Miles comes in for Liza Carlin now on the floor. Miles, another transfer from the Big Ten to Marquette, looking to fill the hole of Cameron Taylor, who transferred from Marquette to the University of Virginia. Stoll takes the three, but no good as Miles comes up with it, and King brings it across. King goes to Van Clunin, back out to McLaughlin, no good on that as NJIT comes up with it. Litwinko has it, she brings it back out. Tried to go inside, and a foul will be called on Kennedy Miles.
Marquette foul called on number 44, Kennedy Miles. That's her first, team second.
Miles, one of the players that Coach Duffy told us that she's excited to see her grow here in Milwaukee, but we're just seeing the glimpses of her potential.
Yeah, in her time at Illinois, she started every game, so I'm sure it's a little bit different role coming off the bench this year.
Lewinko goes inside, and that one falls in for 2 points. Trinity Williams on the board for the first time tonight. King being defended by Lewinko. Goes to McLaughlin. McLaughlin being covered now. Turnover by there, and NJIT comes up with it. Great pressure on the defensive side.
Yeah, wasn't expecting this on-ball pressure that NJIT has had so far. Marquette dealt with it Tuesday, but I wasn't expecting it to be this much, this high intensity so far.
Lewinko drives through the lane and gets the layup, and we're back into 1 point lead for Marquette. 9-8 with 4.5 left in the first. As McLaughlin's mid-range jumper falls in, and the Golden Eagles back up 2. Back up 3, my apologies. Squire back to Williams. Stoll drives. She'll be drawing the foul on Jordan King.
Marquette foul called number 23, Jordan King.
Jordan King gets called for the foul, and that will send us into the first media timeout here in the first quarter. Marquette leading NJIT 11-8. And Ben, we're seeing the Marquette trying to find their offense a little bit, but NJIT, you got to give them credit on the defensive side.
Yeah, they've been really high intensity on the ball, really causing some havoc, just being super pressure on the ball. They've given up a couple offensive rebounds so far, so I think that's probably what they're talking about right now in the timeout. Got to get those defensive rebounds and limit Marquette's second chance points.
They talk about the second chance points. Marquette trying to improve their three-point shooting. McLaughlin hasn't gotten one to sink yet here tonight, but that's something that Coach Duffy has been continuing to tell her. Keep on shooting it because eventually they'll fall in.
Yeah, she's got the green light from not only Duffy but her teammates. They want her to shoot the ball. They want her to be the one getting those shots because they trust her, and she's got 4 years of college experience to show that she can make those shots.
Now, I know, Ben, you're a big basketball person, so if you're Marquette inside this huddle right now, what are you trying to tell your players to get this game a little bit more open?
I think they should relax a little bit. I don't know if they're underestimating NJIT's defense, but if they can get some drives to the paint, get some easy layups, get some easy baskets, that'll help the offense flow, build their confidence, and just help in all facets of the game.
One of the things that Coach Lane was telling us prior to their trip and their flight here to Milwaukee was that they need to slow down on offense, knowing they're going to see a lot of screens and they're going to see a lot of defensive styles from Marquette. They've certainly been living up to that key to the game here so far.
Yes, so far their offense has been a little bit quicker. They've been getting to the hole, getting to the bucket more than I necessarily thought, because Coach Duffy talked a lot about that stretching the floor. But they also like to straight line drive. They don't dribble right to left. They dribble straight to the basket, or they're passing. The motion offense means that they're always moving, always got someone trying to get open, backdoor screens, things like that, just trying to get an open shot, make those three-pointers available.
Marquette, they have 3 players in the stat sheet right now in the scoring part. Chloe Murata got that 3-pointer to open up the game for Marquette. And then Liza Carlin also has, McLaughlin and Lauren Van Cluden have a shot from the field themselves. It's really about having a balanced offense for Marquette in order for them to get those high-scoring games throughout this season.
Yeah, it's going to be a stretch. Like, they're going to need Carissa to score. They're going to need nights from Carla. They're going to need nights from King to put up numbers. If they can have balance, or if they can have players go off for big nights, whatever they're going to have to do to get a win.
Shooting the free throws right now will be Ellen Stoll. First one falls in. Stoll, a graduate student from Point Pleasant, New Jersey. Second one falls in as well, so she's 2 for 2 at the line. You know what also is good from Point Pleasant, New Jersey, Ben? If I'm being a New Jersey guy myself. Surf Taco. Great taco place. Antoinette Walker now checks in for Marquette. Sends it out to McLaughlin. And the three, no good there as NJIT Trinity Williams comes up with the rebound. We'll try to get as many New Jersey references throughout the broadcast, Ben. You know, when we were trying to schedule this game, I saw NJIT. I'm like, New Jersey, got to do it, be it from the great Garden State. As Williams in the paint, no good. Stoll gets Squire, my apologies, no good on that attempt, and Marquette comes up with it.
There's a big block from Miles there. I believe they only had 3 in the first game of the year. So I'm sure that might be a point of emphasis for the high-intensity defense.
Jumper from King rounds out, but Marquette comes up with the turnover, and this is what's laying an easy bucket there for Carissa McLaughlin. Murata passed it up, a little bit of football action on the hardwood.
Yeah, that's going to be a key part in getting this offense going. Getting those easy layups in transition will help them be a little bit more comfortable when they have to play in the half court.
Squire goes out, and turnover there for Marquette. McLaughlin now goes to Murata, and they trade a basket, and that calls Mike Lane to call a timeout on the floor. And coming out of that timeout, Ben, the immediate timeout, Marquette looking really strong offensively.
Yeah, they've gotten in transition, back-to-back transition layups, which is always key, and probably why NJIT had to call the timeout, because they're turning the ball over, which leads to easy points for Marquette.
Meanwhile, NJIT, they trail this one by 5 right now. Their leading scorer is number 44, Ellen Stoll. And for Marquette, it's all about the transition. We talked about it at the top of the open of this broadcast. Their defense leads to their offense, and they've been getting a lot of turnovers to begin this game.
Yeah, they've got 3 so far. Marquette only has 2. So if they can win the turnover battle, that's going to be a key part for their offense and defense.
So NJIT getting ready to bring in a couple new players. The first one is the one who inbounded in, Samantha Schultz, a senior from Kings Park, New York.
Oh, she doesn't look quite like my sister, whose name is also Samantha Schultz. So
Stoll goes out, and Squire now has it. She's being defended by Antoinette Walker. Walker transferred to Marquette 2 years ago from Arkansas Little Rock. Defense from Marquette leads to another defensive rebound, this time coming up by Kennedy Miles. Marquette in transition now. McLaughlin.
That's 3 early rebounds for Miles.
Rebounding machine as she tries to drive to the basket. The basket no good, but she'll head to the free throw line.
There.
She almost had it, but she's talking about a player who is very energetic for Marquette, looking to bring the energy to this team.
Yeah, she was an 8A player last season at Illinois. Could get on the off the glass and get those post points.
Kennedy Miles now at the line. We'll talk about the substitution in a second. First free throw, no good. Danielle Middleton, a redshirt first year for Marquette, out of Chicago, checks in for Jordan King. Second free throw falls, and Marquette's lead up to 6. Middleton, one of the returning first-year players from last year's first-year class for Marquette. The most improved, Coach Duffy told us yesterday.
She's going to be a key part coming off the bench for McLaughlin and King. She's going to be a big role at the guard position, helping them with pressure and maybe take some pressure off King and McLaughlin.
Evans tries to get the ball to go in. No good. Great defense there from Liza Carlin and Kennedy Miles. McLaughlin now gets it. Runs it out to Middleton, who goes inside for Liza Carlin, and that's a bucket. 18-10, Marquette. Great find there by Danielle Middleton.
Yeah, Carlin posted up early, tried to get her position, and she was able to do that. That's going to be a key part if they can own the paint, get her feet set right on that block, and just move the ball.
Marquette can cause another turnover for NJIT as they'll get the ball back. Lauren Van Clunen checks back in for Marquette. Miles heads off to the bench. McLaughlin up at top. She goes to Walker, being defended by Squire. McLaughlin lost it for a hot second, but she gets it back. Moves it over from the top. No good. But Van Clunen comes up with it. Fights for it. Great job there by LVK. McLaughlin drives to the lane. No good on the shot, but she'll head to the free throw line shooting 2. Great defense there from Lauren Van Clunen. She was fought for that offensive rebound, and she almost went down, but she knew she had to get it back out to her teammate, Carissa McLaughlin.
Yeah, getting another second chance point, another possession. Coach Duffy loves to get those possessions up, get those second chance points.
McLaughlin's first free throw falls in. It is now an 8-0 run for Marquette over the last 3:25. Second free throw falls in as well. So 2 for 2 at the charity stripe for the Purdue transfer. And Marquette back up to a 10-point lead under a minute left in this quarter. Litwinko back out as Highlanders trying to move the ball around. Turnover there. Antoinette Walker now has it. She drives, takes a back step. Middleton drains it in for 2.
Looks like Danielle, a pretty deep 2 right there.
A deep 2-pointer. Middleton up at the point. Jumper air ball there from NJIT. And no, who else but Middleton to come up with it. Strong minutes off the bench for the Chicago, Illinois native. LVK goes inside to Antoinette Walker at the buzzer. No good. So Marquette will take a 22-10 lead going into the second quarter. A pretty good offense for Marquette after that media timeout. They ended the quarter on an 11-0 run over the last 4:25.
Yeah, I don't think that Coach Duffy is going to be too upset. I don't know what they talked about at that media timeout, but they got whatever they needed to get figured out there. That helped them go on this run and lead them going into the second quarter on a little hot streak.
In the first quarter, Marquette outscored NJIT inside the paint 12-2, and that's 10 points off of the turnovers. 5 caused turnovers in the first quarter by Marquette, and that's really the defense that you have to worry about if you're Coach Lane right now in this huddle.
Yeah, they didn't have any turnovers after those first 2. It looks like they've really cleaned up the ball handling. The passes have been crisp, clean. Haven't had a really issue holding on to the ball.
So Marquette currently leads 22-10. We'll send it to Amy Galshowski in a second as she heads over to get ready for her interview on the sideline. But Ben, it's a balanced offense for Marquette right now.
Yeah, it looks very offensive. Liza's got a couple early buckets. McLaughlin's got an early 6 points. And even Murata has 5 points. She's 1 for 1 from 3.
Let's send it over to Amy, who has a special guest right now at the sideline. Amy?
I spoke with NJIT head coach Mike Lane earlier this week, and he said that he's bringing a big crowd tonight. So here I am here with Craig and Joey Plummer, who are the parents of sophomore Grace Plummer from NJIT. They traveled here all the way from Iowa. How excited are you to be here tonight?
We're super excited it's this close.
Yeah, it's nice to have one we can actually drive to.
And then sometimes when parents come, players get nervous, pumped up, maybe a little bit of both. How does she feel when you're here?
I think she likes it when we're here. I think she feels better.
Yeah, last year when we couldn't watch any games, we kind of got used to seeing it on TV, but she was excited when we could come this year.
And then finally, what are your expectations for Grace and the rest of her team for this season?
We asked Grace a couple of days ago, and she said they're going to finish in the top 2.
Wow.
In the conference, yeah.
She's optimistic, but they got everybody back again this year, and they added a couple of freshmen. We think they're going to be a lot better.
Well, thank you, Craig and Joey. I appreciate it. Back to you, John and Ben.
Thanks so much, Amy, for that report, and thanks to Grace Plummer's parents for coming on the broadcast a little bit right now. It's always nice to have a little bit of a homecoming for the players on the team, Ben, but also it's a homecoming for head coach Mike Lane, who spent many years in Chicago, and in fact, he learned a lot about basketball because of Al McGuire, the former head coach of Marquette men's basketball here.
Yeah, Al McGuire, he's got a statue when you first walk into the McGuire Center. The stadium's named after him. He's had a big impact on a lot of people in the basketball world.
Great block there by Liza Carlin as it goes out of bounds, and NJIT will get the ball back with 16 on the shot clock. Lewinko passes it in. Marquette added a couple substitutions as Rose Nakimu comes in now. Middleton back out there.
This is Nakumu's first time playing this season, as she wasn't available for the first game. Come back with an injury.
No good there on the shot as Nakumu will take it back up. Nakumu saw limited time in her first year at Marquette last season. Looking to increase her role now with the Golden Eagles. Van Cluden with the post jumper, and it sits in. Lauren Van Cluden doing what she does beautifully with the post jumper and the hook jumper to get in.
Yeah, Marquette's going with a 3-guard lineup right now. The 2 bigs being Liza Carlin and Lauren Van Cluden. They're going to be able to push the ball, play pressure, defense. All those guards who grab the ball can push it.
Marquette in quick transition right now as King gets the jumper to fall in from deep. And it's 26-10 Marquette. NJIT moving the ball right now as Stolk has it. Goes to the right. Plummer does not get it to go in as the air ball shot, and Middleton comes up with the defensive rebound. Out to King from downtown. No good. No Marquette player there to get the offensive rebound, and the Highlanders will bring it up court with Lewinko. Lewinko takes it to herself, right at the baseline, sends it out to Squeener, and she sinks the 3-pointer. And it's 26-13. That ends a 15-0 run for Marquette. Players looking to check in for both teams at the next stoppage of play. Plummer defending Jordan King. King in movement. Back out to Carlin now. Middleton right in front of the NJIT bench. Goes inside to Van Clunen. Held on to it. The jumper falls in. LVK all day for Marquette, and they have now back up big digits.
Yeah, they brought the shot clock down all the way to 1. Offense was a little static, but they went to Lauren, and she got a bucket for them.
No good there for NJIT. Marquette almost returned it over. There'll be a jump ball, and it'll go in possession of NJIT. Oh, no, so my apologies. It'll be in favor of Marquette as they switch out a few players on the court as Nakimu, Carlin, and Middleton hop off, and Miles McLaughlin and Murata check back in. NJIT also made a few substitutions of their own. We'll get to those in a quick second. Van Clunen up at top, goes inside, and the offensive charge is called.
She had her sealed. I don't think she necessarily had to push off. The pass just over the top would have led to an easy layup.
NJIT moves the ball in. Maddie Martin will now lead from the point guard position. Martin, a redshirt junior out of Pennsylvania. Williams drives, steps back, and gets it to fall off the backboard. And she's back up on the board for the Highlanders. 28-15 Marquette.
She got her second bucket early after leading the team in scoring on Tuesday.
Miles finds Murata in transition and in move, and that's 2 buckets there for Chloe Murata. Vaughn now up at top, sends it out to Squire. Being defended by Murata. Back to Williams now. 10 seconds left in the shot clock. Shot no good as it hits off the rim, and Miles comes up with it. Kennedy Miles, a rebounding monster for Marquette. McLaughlin, as Miles goes inside, and there'll be a foul called against Marquette.
I think they called 3 seconds in the lane there. Just didn't get out in time.
Into the game for the Golden Eagles, number 24, McGuire Williams.
Micaiah Williams, the first-year forward out of Chicago, now comes in for Marquette. She got her NCAA debut on Tuesday, 15 minutes off the bench. Squire, bounce back. Reverse, no good as Murata comes up with it. Great defense there from Chloe Murata to get the defensive rebound. Out to McLaughlin now. And that falls in for her first three-pointer of the night. Carissa McLaughlin puts Marquette on a 5-0 run. Martin now being double-teamed by Murata and King.
Looks like we got a battle going down in the post, or not anymore.
NJIT turns over the basketball. Pass was trying to go over to the right, to the near Marquette's bench, but no player was there.
Looks like they're up to 7 turnovers now compared to Marquette's 4.
On the bench, you can see inactive tonight for Marquette. It's Claire Kafis and Norel Lubo, 2 players Marquette hopes to get back in the near future. Kafis rehabbing still from an ACL injury in the spring. McLaughlin now up at top, goes to Murata with the bounce pass. Back to McLaughlin now. She drives, sends it out to King. No good on the jumper, but offensive rebound there by Miles. No good as well, but another offensive rebound. Back out to McLaughlin now. She sinks it from downtown. Carissa McLaughlin. Back-to-back three-pointers. And Marquette up above 36-15. Great offense there from the Golden Eagles. Fuchs goes inside to Myers. No good there as King comes up with it. You're seeing a little bit of a rushed offense from NJIT now, Ben, compared to the opening minutes of this game.
Yeah, they look like Marquette's defense is getting to them. The intensity, they're trying to get shots. They know that they're down. They know they're going to have to score points in succession to get the lead back or at least come closer.
Another caused turnover there by the Golden Eagles. A missed pass there by the Highlanders, and that sends it into the under 5-minute timeout here in the second quarter. Marquette on a 25-6 run over the last 10.5 minutes. And this is the offense that Coach Duffy really is excited about seeing this season, Ben.
Yeah, Chris McLaughlin shooting the ball well now in the second quarter. Not that she wasn't shooting well in the first quarter, but she's really turned it on. She's leading the team with 12 points right now. Murata has 7, and the offense just seems to be clicking.
We talk about McLaughlin, she's getting those back-to-back three-pointers from Marquette. That's something that she said she has always the green light from her coaches, and Megan Duffy and Kelly Kamara. Kamara, her first season here at Marquette. Let's take the rebound and a replay here. As you see, NJIT and Marquette, as they get a couple baskets to go in, but it's really been all Marquette from the get-go, and it's been a really nice response from that point.
Yeah, Marquette was able to get those easy couple layups, which is going to lead to the confidence soaring. The shooters feeling themselves from the three-point line, even in the mid-range where Jordan King's had a couple of her baskets. So once you start with those easy baskets, it builds confidence throughout the whole entire team.
Now, if you're in the huddle right now for NJIT, obviously the game is not going your way. How do you try to switch it to get this game a little bit closer before halftime?
Yeah, they're going to have to start making threes. So far, they didn't make any. They're 0 for 1 in the first quarter, 1 for 1 this quarter, and that's a big part of their offense. If they can't start making threes, taking more, that's going to be an issue for them because threes are more than 2, obviously, and so that's going to be a big part.
Carissa McLaughlin, 12 points so far for the Golden Eagles, halfway there from what she already had on Tuesday night, 21 against Alcorn State. She was one player, Coach Lane was telling us, is well known throughout the country, obviously being the all-time three-point shooter at Purdue. She brings that here to Milwaukee, but it's somebody that they're going to have to stop because if not, she's going to continue getting hot.
Yeah, and even when she's playing the point, she's a threat to just pull up. It doesn't have to be off catch and shoot. It can be off the dribble, off a dribble to the side, or just even stepping into it. However she's going to get those shots, she's going to put them up.
So coming out of the timeout right now here, Marquette will run Chloe Murata, Kennedy Miles, Jordan King, Grissom McLaughlin, and Micaiah Williams. About 4 minutes to halftime here in Milwaukee. Just a little bit past 6:30 here in the Central Time Zone. Back out there from Stoll. Marquette again currently on a 25-6 run here in the first half. NJIT can hold on for their offensive rebound, and Marquette brings it over in transition as King tried to go with the fancy layup and does not fall in. Out into the corner to Myers. She thought about a three but holds it back.
Schultz is really going to town down there.
Back and forth as this one goes to Schultz. She falls down, does not draw the foul, and Marquette comes up with the basketball. McLaughlin turns it over and not able to hold on to it. So NJIT gets away with an easy one there. Myers up at top being defended by Williams, and it's caused turnover as Miles comes up with it. She gets it, no good. Almost had to put it back all by herself, but
Just
NJIT comes up
Williams
with it.
right there
Yeah.
for their own rebound.
A little miscommunication perhaps from the Golden Eagles in that opportunity. Myers back out to Schultz, being defended by Murata. 3-second violation this time called against NJIT as Antonette Walker comes back on the court for Jordan King.
Yeah, early this NJIT offense is a lot of 4 players on the wing and 1 player down low trying to seal, get an open post up. I don't know necessarily how well it's been working for them, but I think they're going to continue to do it to try and get those open 3-point shots.
Miles trying to find a player. McLaughlin now, the mid-long jumper, and it gets in. Chris McLaughlin up to 14 points on the night, and she is everything Marquette could have expected and perhaps a little bit more.
Yeah, she's really taken over this second quarter so far. She's really feeling it from mid-range 3. I think those early layups really helped her.
Stoll goes in, tries to pass it out. Plummer from down, and he falls in. She gets her parents to stand up and cheer for her right behind the NJIT bench, and it's a 20-point lead for Marquette.
Yeah, they're 2 for 2 from 3 now in this quarter, and like we said earlier, that's going to be a key part of if they want to get back into this game.
McLaughlin now from downtown, and it sinks in.
She's
She's heating
right
up 3 for 3 from Chris McLaughlin. Man, does she just shoot that thing.
Oh, man, she really does have the green light.
And honestly, it comes with the veteranness, but it also comes with just the comfortability she's in this Marquette offense. And it's a testament to her teammates for welcoming her in right away from this summer when she came to Milwaukee from West Lafayette.
Yeah, she has the pedigree. She's hit a lot of shots in her college career, and with that comes the comfortability to hit shots today, and then also in the big games that Marquette will play this season.
Marquette makes a couple substitutions.
Foul call to number 20, Kimmy Evans. That's her second, team's first. Returning to
It'll be Kimmy Evans, her second foul of the night. She'll head to the bench. Trinity Williams back in for the Highlanders. Highlanders in their second season in the America East Conference. First free throw falls for Okasun. Okasun averaging 3.5 minutes in 13 games for Marquette. Second one falls in. Had 9 points on Tuesday night.
She didn't miss a shot from the field, and then was 3 for 4 from the free throw line Tuesday night.
One player for Marquette looking to have a bigger role and a little bit more scoring this year.
She also had some size at 6'4", is a presence in the lane.
Plummer drains her second 3 of the night, and she's been a big production off the bench for the Mike Lane.
Yeah, she's 2 for 2 from 3 today so far.
22-point lead right now for Marquette. Looking to extend it at halftime as Micaiah Williams gets on the board. She gets the bounce pass from Okusun. 45-21 Marquette. That one falls in. Three-pointer.
3 for 3.
Three straight three-pointers for NJIT. McLaughlin thought about a three, but gets the back to Okusun. McLaughlin now gets the mid-range jumper, no good. She gets her offensive rebound. Carlin comes up with it. Drives and
Stepped out
of bounds there. So NJIT will get one last opportunity here before halftime. They're currently down 45-24. Make sure to stay tuned for a halftime interview send-off from Amy Galashewski and Coach Duffy. Myers drives to the lane, and it gets in there just in time before the buzzer. It'll be 2 points. So it will be 45-26 in favor of Marquette going into halftime. And Ben, it could be, this is a great first half for Marquette, continuing what they did on Tuesday night against Alcorn State.
Yeah, they're off to a fast start. 45 points in the first half of a college basketball game is a lot. And they're holding on to a 19-point lead going into the second half. They'll see if they can expand on that.
The leading scorer for Marquette is Carissa McLaughlin, the graduate student transfer. 17 points, 6 for 11 from the field, 3 for 6 from downtown beyond the arc. She also has 2 assists and 2 steals on the night. And the leading scorer for NJIT, well, it'll be the kind of a local native in the Des Moines, Iowa native, Grace Plummer. She has 9 points off the bench. All 9 points have come from beyond the arc.
Yeah, she's really come alive this second quarter. All 3 three-pointers came alive there. She hasn't missed from there. Just 1 missed shot so far.
Now, if you're going into halftime right now, before we go that, here's some highlights as Van Kluden goes up for the jumper. Williams gets one of her baskets to fall on that one. And McLaughlin just looking so poised out there from beyond the arc, Ben.
Yeah, McLaughlin looks great so far. She had the transition layups, the threes, everything's falling for her. She's really feeling her game so far.
Yeah, Marquette really balanced right now with their scoring. It didn't look like that at the top of the quarter, but they got that to happen towards halftime right now. So Marquette will take a 45-26 lead into halftime. We'll take a quick break here on MUTV. We'll be back for the second half right after this.
Make your basket, make your basket. Keep your hands up. Almost, we have one back.
I want to eat apples and bananas. I need to eat apples and bananas. Why can't I eat apples and bananas?
Support the Feeding America nationwide network of food banks to help provide meals to those in need. Join us at feedingamerica.org.
Hey, Bobo, do trees tell each other stories?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, why don't we go find out? Listen.
Can birds draw pictures?
I don't have an answer for that.
Dad, do stars visit their friends?
Look!
Jordan knows he shouldn't eat this entire bowl of nachos, but tonight he's earned that right. Because a few hours ago, in the middle of happy hour, he recognized a sign. Not from the gods or a bolt of lightning, but from a double heart, a kissy face, and a fourth ha in ha ha ha. That's when Jordan knew he was buzzed. So when it was time to go, he got a ride home instead of driving. Be a legend like Jordan. Recognize your buzzed warning signs and get a ride home. Buzz driving is drunk driving.
Our hearts are made stronger by how we treat others.
Put her there.
The light you share can impact those around you, but so can the darkness.
Later, twerps.
Did Pete saying mean things bother you?
So when you reach out to another person, take a moment to consider how they will feel and let your heart be the key to making a difference. Because of you, someone's entire day, year, or even life can change.
In every heart, there's hope.
Okay, Dad. 1, 2, 3. You saved me. Dad?
Are you okay?
I'm fine, dear.
Your hero needs you now, and AARP is here to help. Find the care guides you need at aarp.org/caregiving.
When I first saw a turtle, my heart was full. Now I'm anything but lonely.
We have this deep connection, this heart connection.
He just wants to be close to you and part of your life.
Every day with turtle is a perfect day.
When I'm holding her, it makes me feel calmer.
I think everything he does shows how much he loves us.
When we adopt a shelter pet, we discover they're a little bit of a lot of things.
But they're all pure
love.
Leaving hot coals improperly extinguished can cause a wildfire.
Hey guys, it's Smokey!
It looks as if Smokey is going to use the drown, stir, drown and feel technique. After the first drown, a good start. Next, another drink. And finally, a close feel.
Is it cool? Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, Smokey, catch! Oh, my bad, Smokey.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Me and my boy Matt had it good. He had catnip that was off the hook. But one day, he brings a girl home, and she's allergic to cats. Every sneeze was a nail in my coffin. Now I'm in a shelter. It's decent, but they don't even have Wi-Fi.
Bye-bye.
Hi. Hoping for a crisp breeze to help keep you alert. Oh, he took a sip of water too. That'll probably help. You were probably gonna turn down the radio too, so you could focus, right?
Probably okay isn't okay.
Right.
If you see a warning sign, stop and call a cab, a car, or a friend.
I think the water line is what really drove it home. I blew on him.
We welcome you back here to Milwaukee, Wisconsin, Al McGuire Center. The Al McGuire Court here in the campus of Marquette University. Ben Schultz, John Liuzzi here on the call on Marquette University Television. Amy Galacheski will be joining us in just throughout the second half as she did the first. And Ben, Marquette has a very healthy lead right now. What do you got to do to continue this momentum going into the second half?
They're going to have to keep the defensive intensity up. They forced a lot of turnovers. They got a lot of easy layups. And then with those layups comes confidence to shoot those outside shots like Chris McLaughlin, 3 for 6 from the outside. Chloe Murata, 1 for 1. Elijah Carlin had a couple of early buckets. So if they can continue those close, easy baskets, they're going to be okay.
Now, we knew the task at hand was going to be tough for NJIT. Their head coach, Mike Lane, told us that when we met with him earlier this week, and one big thing is they're going to have to stop Carissa McLaughlin, but that's even a bigger task with how she's playing right now, 17 points.
Yeah, they're not doing a very good job with that. She's getting a lot of open shots, a lot of shots from second chance opportunities, an offensive rebound to a kick out for a mid-range. Shots like that are going to be important and things that they're going to have to stop.
In the first half, Marquette caused 10 turnovers against NJIT. That resulted in 17 points for the Golden Eagles. They also had 20 points inside the paint. And if any Marquette fan knows how Megan Duffy likes to run her offense, it's scoring inside the paint, and they were able to do that in the first half.
Yeah, for sure. Getting in transition, pressure defense, all of that's important. But they also got 9 offensive rebounds compared to the 9 defensive rebounds from NJIT. If they can continue that, getting those second chance points, second chance shots that'll make more possessions, help them get more shots, so more than NJIT.
Now, and for NJIT, their leading scorer on the night with 9 points is Grace Plummer. She's coming off the bench for the Highlanders, and she's shooting everything from beyond the arc, the three-point line. That was something that Coach Duffy was saying they need to limit a little bit coming into today's game. How do you try to result and limit that scoring?
Well, she really came alive, so I think it's sticking to their man. They're going over screens, trying to disrupt the passes. So if they can continue to do that, maybe stick to their man a little bit, because they like to help off. They like to come down to the lane when NJT is going on those straight line drives. So if they can do that, maybe stop the initial straight line drive, that'll help that defense.
You're seeing both teams warming up once again, just a couple minute and a half away from the start of the second half. And coming into this season for Marquette, the big question was, how are they going to replace Selena Lott? They're the leading scorer for the Golden Eagles the last 2 seasons under head coach Megan Duffy. And in a way, they've been able to solve that here tonight with Carissa McLaughlin doing a 2-for-1 in a way, leading the scoring, but also improving that three-point shooting that the Golden Eagles struggled with.
Yeah, that's going to be massive. Just having those three-point shooters, being able to stretch the post, is going to give Lauren Van Clunen some easier shots down low, because they're not going to be able to send their second player, especially off Carissa McLaughlin. They can't help off her, because she has the green light. She's not going to turn down an open shot, or even one that's slightly contested.
Now let's move it over to the NJIT side. They said one player, this is Marquette saying one player they have to stop in this game is number 14, Lizzie Lewinko. She hasn't really scored much, so Marquette's living up to that game plan. Who's one player that you're hoping to see put this team on their shoulder in the second half for NJIT?
I think it's who we talked about earlier, the first-year player. It seemed like coach was getting into her when she came out at the end of that second quarter. So I think we can expect her to respond, or we'll see how she responds to that little bit of adversity.
We'll see definitely if Trinity Williams is able to get back into the scoring and do a little bit what she did on Tuesday night. Now replicating that as a first-year player on a game-by-game basis, definitely a tough task, as you know a team is going to find your weakest point. Marquette doing a little bit of that here today, but a very athletic player indeed for the Golden Eagles, for Highlanders, as Ellen Stoll gets ready to throw it in, and we're underway here in the second half in Milwaukee.
Looks like they're starting Williams here. Kimmy Evans started the game for him.
That one falls in, and the Highlanders, just like they started off the first half, they start the second half with a jumper, and it's 45-28 Marquette. McLaughlin now up at top. She looks for a pass. She goes to Carlin. Carlin had a great first half. She finds Van Clunen inside the post. Nice block there by Trinity Williams.
Trinity Williams showing that she can do it on both sides of the ball. 1,000-point scorer in high school on her career.
Emma Stoll tried to take an NBA three-pointer. No good on that. Highlanders get their second offensive rebound. They continue this possession. Fuchs has it, being defended by King. Goes to Lewinko. Williams with the jumper from the charity stripe, and it falls in off the backboard. 4-0 start right now for NJIT, and that calls a timeout for Megan Duffy. And this is the start that Mike Lane needed from his team in this game, Matt.
Yeah, it's called saying Marquette's calling the early timeout, probably earlier than they wanted to, because just over a minute into this quarter, I don't think they were expecting to have given up 2 quick baskets and not have one themselves.
9-0 run over the last minute and 51 seconds for the Highlanders. A team that brings a same look as they did last year, brings in a couple players. They added Trinity Williams. We talked about her throughout it. But this is the kind of offense that doesn't have a star player. We talked about that. They're doing it with an entire crew.
Yeah, they're going to need everyone to shoot their shots when they're open. Plummer's been doing that so far, 3 for 3 from the three-point line. So getting another role player to shoot those shots and stretch the floor so that they can get in the lane, that's going to be important for them.
Now for Marquette, it seems like they're rushing the basketball a little bit on the handle. Also, it's all about obviously slowing down the pace, but for them, they have a 15-point lead right now. They do have some wiggle room.
Yeah, they shouldn't. They're going to push the ball. They're going to continue to do it. And turnovers are going to happen when you push the ball like that. You're pushing with passes. They also like to push with the dribble, with their guards. When Jordan King gets a rebound, she takes the ball up quick. And their bigs run the court, run lane to lane to get those easy layups.
Lauren Van Clunen, let's give some little bit of a stats update for Marquette. McLaughlin has 17 points. Chloe Murata then follows with 7. And then 2 players for Marquette, Eliza Carlin and Lauren Van Clunen, have 6 points apiece. And then 4 players have 2 points. That's Jordan King, Juliana Okason, Micaiah Williams, Danielle Middleton, and Kennedy Miles has a single point on the night from the free throw line. They're currently on a minute and 51-second scoreless drought.
It looks like they're making a quick sub here, putting in Miles and Middleton early, taking King and Carlin out.
Trying to see if they can replicate that production off the bench like they had in the first half. Van Clunen inbounds it to Middleton. She's up at top. We can see her this season leading it from the point guard. Murata now has it, being defended by Squire. She goes inside to Van Clunen with the post jumper, off the backboard, in, and she draws the and one. Lauren Van Clunen doing it all.
Yeah, they went right to her out of the timeout. I think that was a set play designed to get Lauren more involved early in the second half, try and get her some easy baskets.
I mean, Lauren Van Clunen, she's just a veteran on this Marquette team. She knows how to score, use her body and height to her advantage, and she draws it in, and it's a 3-point play now for Marquette. Coming out of that timeout, 3-0. Winko now has it in the left corner, right outside the Al McGuire logo. Back to Stoll, sorry. Stoll drives. Gets it off the backboard, no good. And Kennedy Miles comes up with it. Jump ball. Will be in favor of the Golden Eagles. So they'll continue with the ball handle.
Laura Van Clunen with the ball at the high post here. We'll see what kind of offense she can create.
McLaughlin now, she drives, takes it from up top of the circle. No good. Offensive rebound, Murata. Foul called. Be on the floor, so Marquette will hold it with 20 seconds. Middleton getting ready to inbound it, just in front of the press road scorer's box. Right outside the Marquette logo. Moving it over to the Marquette bench now. McLaughlin being defended by Stoll. Takes the jumper, no good. Gets the offensive rebound, Middleton. Lost ball, but it'll go out off of Kenna Squire. So it'll be a Marquette ball. Very contested paint right there, Ben.
Yeah, the ball was really bouncing around. No one could get a grip on it.
McLaughlin now getting ready to inbound it. Goes to Murata and gets it in. Nice pass, go and go there from Marquette. Chloe Murata really improving herself coming into the season after a breakout redshirt sophomore season. Stolen there by Middleton. She's in transition. Takes the jumper, and it's no good as it comes off the backboard. And Williams comes up with the rebound. Rico now has it. Bounce pass to Squire. She drives still, no good, and Miles comes up with it. That's Miles' 9th rebound of the night, Ben. Air ball, but LVK puts it back in. She takes care of it from Middleton. Goodwinko now has it. Very creative point guard for herself for NJIT. Goodwinko hesitated, gets the jumper, and it falls. Just in front of the Big East logo on the floor. And it's a 20-point lead again for Marquette. McLaughlin being defended. Goes to Van Clunen. This time to Middleton. Back to LVK. Does she get it from downtown? No good, but who else?
Another
Kennedy
rebound
Miles.
for Miles.
Foul there on Trinity Williams. So Marquette will get a fresh 30. Substitution on the floor for the Golden Eagles. King comes in for McLaughlin. Antoinette Walker comes in for Middleton now. Great minutes off the bench for Danielle Middleton in this game, Ben.
Yeah, she's been playing well. She's been getting out in transition. It looks like Marquette has a little bit of a bigger lineup than they've had in today's game.
Van Clunen makes that look so easy off the inbound pass from Jordan King. She's in double figures with 13. Winko drives, passes it out to Squire. Squire, and connects for 3. 8 points on the night for Squire now. Double dribble. Travel violation, my apologies.
Returning to the game, number 20, Kimmy Evans.
Here comes Kimmy Evans, who started her career in the Big East at Seton Hall. Played Marquette 4 times in her career there.
She's also the sister of Danny Evans, another forward on this NJI team. She hasn't come in today. Winko, step out. Out to Plummer. Offensive foul.
Did she step out? I think she
Marquette
stepped out
ball.
right before her shot.
So King now brings the ball up cross court. Back at the point guard. She calls for Walker to move. Murata goes. Van Clunen connects on the jumper. Lauren Van Clunen heating up here in Milwaukee and melting the snow outside.
They're almost daring King to shoot, just collapsing on the post.
Ball stolen there by Van Clunen. King moves it in transition. Sends it out to Murata. She drives back out to King. King with the jumper, and she connects. Her second basket of the night. 4 points now for Jordan King. And Jordan King, even though she only has 4 points on the night, Ben, she does so much on this offense and the floor for Marquette. She's just irreplaceable.
Yeah, she's always bringing the ball. She starts the transition. And Chloe Murata just tied her career high in assists with 7.
That's a timeout on the court, under 5 media timeout, as the Golden Eagles are currently on a great run right now. They lead NJIT 58-35, and their offense just continuing it over here in the second half, Ben.
Yeah, they're really putting it in a high gear. Lauren's gotten a couple of early buckets, and so that's going to be big for them.
Let's send it to Amy Galashevsky. Amy, the turnovers was a big thing that Coach Duffy worked on in practice this week. Tell us a little bit about more of that.
They have to race down while being dressed like an eagle. The jersey, the shorts, and even the...
On Tuesday versus Elkhorn State, they had 15 total turnovers, but when we spoke with Coach Duffy and asked her about it, she said she doesn't mind turnovers if it's being done in an aggressive way and that her team is trying to make certain plays. But looking at tonight, Marquette has had 8 turnovers already, but they've also forced 12. So Marquette's been working on their ball handling skills in practice this week in order to prepare for NJIT. So let's see if Marquette can clean things up a bit for the rest of this half. Back to you, John and Ben.
Thanks so much, Amy, for that report. And Ben, we were talking to Carissa McLaughlin earlier this morning on a Zoom call, and we were talking about that turnover and how do you try to reduce it. She said, we've been working on these drills for the last 2 weeks, and I was really confident in myself. Obviously, turnovers is a part of the game, but the Golden Eagles look to continue reducing that throughout the season.
Yeah, earlier in that first game, it was the first game jitters, excitement. They're playing quick. Coach Duffy said there was a couple where they just were playing too fast, not necessarily careless, but a pass in transition that went over someone's head. Turnovers like that are ones they aren't necessarily worried about, but it's the unforced ones, like the travels and things like that.
You know, someone from Marquette who has been doing a lot on the court tonight is Chloe Murata, a redshirt junior out of Mequon. She has tied her career high in assists with 7. She also has 9 points on the night, 4 for 6 from the field. She's going to be really important for Marquette, just not in the forward position, but also getting those rebounds.
Yeah, she's having a really productive night, closing in on a triple-double almost with those 9 points, 7 rebounds, and 7 assists. So we'll see how close she gets to that or if she can get that.
You know, her number is 52. It means a lot for Murata to wear 52. Her brother Cam was a walk-on on the men's basketball team. He wore 52, and him and his sister and him were able to wear 52 in honor of their dad, Mark, a great former Marquette men's basketball player here.
Yeah, for sure.
Murata also referred to her teammates as Miss Marquette for her love and her just passion for this university and this program. Lominko sends it out to Stoll, and she does not connect on the 3. Long NBA three-pointer as Squire does not connect. Air ball. King brings it across court right now. Goes to Murata, being defended by Squire. Murata finds Walker. Back out to King just in front of the Marquette bench. She drives, tries to get the layup, and it falls in. Great poise there from Jordan King, and she is now up to 6 points on the evening. Stoll goes out. Plummer back to Stoll just in front of the NJIT bench. She drives. And she draws the foul as it will go against Kennedy Miles. Her second foul of the night. Her third, my apologies. Antoinette Walker checks off. Middleton back on. First free throw comes out, no good. Currently a 6-0 run for the Golden Eagles over the last 2 minutes and 14 seconds. Second one falls in, so she goes 1 for 2 at the line. Middleton brings it up cross now. Carlin back on the court for the Golden Eagles. Miles being defended by Plummer. King drives, gets the jumper, no good. Offensive rebound there by Middleton. Great, she falls and she'll be caught for the travel.
Marquette's
almost
now,
got it out in time.
Yeah, Marquette's now up to 14 offensive rebounds, getting those second chance opportunities, second chance shots.
So Grace Plummer will throw the ball in right now as Lewinko gets ready to inbound it. Lewinko from Berlin, Connecticut, and she's just an incredible player. She was named to the All-America East rookie team last year and was earned all rookie honors 5 times as one goes in.
She's a tremendous player, knows how to play, knows her role on this offense.
Carlin now with the layup, and it goes in for 2. 62-38, Golden Eagles. Nowinko sends it out to Plummer. She strains it from 3, no good. And it hit off the rim, but Golden Eagles can't get the rebound. Evans gets the and 1. Kimmy Evans, big force inside the paint for NJIT.
23, Jordan King. That's her second, team's third.
King's second foul of the night. Carissa McLaughlin comes back on. She replaces Chloe Murata on the floor. Second free throw goes in. McLaughlin goes to King on the right. Pass and go, and she connects for 2. 19 points on the night for Carissa McLaughlin.
After being active in the first half, we hadn't heard from her, seen much from her on the offensive end until then, with her 4 points in the second half.
Foul call, jump ball rather, sorry. Be in favor of the Highlanders. As Squire gets ready to inbound it. And there's a connect shot there.
With the basket number 4, Hannah Squire.
Squire connects, and she is now up to 12 points on the evening. Pass goes inside for Carlin, but no good on it, so it's a turnover for Marquette. Their 11th of the evening.
That's the kind of turnover I don't think Duffy's going to be happy with. Throwing the ball over the top from the high post into the low post. They could easily repost or get a pass to the wing and a post from that side.
7 seconds left on the shot clock. Evans makes the move, and it goes in. Kimmy Evans taking everything on the offense for NJIT.
Yeah, they're getting her the ball down low, and she's really playing well with the post moves, especially on a smaller Jordan King.
Pass and go from McLaughlin to King, and another basket. That connection looking really good right now for Marquette.
Yeah, the offense looks good for the most part. They're passing the ball. They're running in motion, coming off screens to get open, get easy shots.
Nowinko draws the foul and gets the and 1.
Score the basket. Marquette foul called at number 12, Carissa McLaughlin.
Carissa McLaughlin gets her foul, first foul of the evening. Lizzie Lewinko now heads to the line. Last year, she finished 4th in assists and 7th in rebounding in the America East, which was also the first year for NJIT competing in the conference after a long tenure in the A-Sun Conference.
For someone her size, she can really rebound the ball as well.
Free throw is an air ball.
So far, she's tied for the team lead with 4 rebounds. And that's not necessarily usual for someone at the guard position.
Van Clunen inbounds it now. Walker has the ball, moving in, passes it to Van Clunen in the paint. She'll get called for a double dribble.
Double dribbling, Islanders ball.
Both Van Clunen and Duffy confused with that call from the official. I didn't really see much myself there.
Yeah, I'm not necessarily sure what the refs saw, so I don't think Duffy's too upset with that turnover because she's questioning it herself.
The under 30 seconds left here in the third. Back to Stoll from three, no good, and Carling comes up with it. Fast break now here from Middleton. She drives, no good, block there. And it'll be a Marquette ball. Great recovery on the defensive
looking to get
side.
the foul there. Jumped right in and sort of expecting a whistle almost.
Middleton inbounds it with no 12.8 seconds left. McLaughlin makes a move, breaks the ankle, and they're going to get called for a travel.
The ball belongs to the Highlanders.
2 turnovers in a row that I don't know if Duffy or Van Clunen necessarily agree with.
2 costly turnovers as well for Marquette.
Yeah.
2 seconds left. No good there, so Marquette will take a 67-46 lead into the fourth quarter here in Milwaukee. And Ben, it was a hot start to the third, but Marquette's offense cooled down a little bit in the bottom half.
Yeah, it wasn't as high firepower as they sort of were to start. After that timeout, after they sort of came out slow, picked it up, and then slowed down again.
Amy, for Marquette, they take a big lead into the third. Let's send it down to you as well once again.
Not only has Marquette been able to connect on the court, which has been so evident tonight, but they also have a strong bond off the court. When we spoke with Carissa McLaughlin this morning, she shared that her apartment is the hot spot for all the team hangouts. She said that her and her roommate, Lauren Van Clunen, are referred to as the grandmas of the team. Not only because they're the oldest on the team, but they like to bake banana bread. And apparently team members laugh at them and say that baking banana bread is only something that old ladies do. This team's camaraderie is so evident, and I think that it will help lead them to a win tonight. You hear all this noise? Marquette's ready to pick up a win, but we'll just have to see what happens. Back to you, John and Ben.
Thanks so much, Amy. And you know, Ben, when we heard that talk from Chris McLaughlin, we laughed because banana bread's pretty good.
Yeah, I like banana bread. My grandma drops them off like the other week. So maybe the grandma part is fair because my grandma brought me some. But it's very enjoyable, so I don't understand the stick about it.
I mean, last year, Lauren Van Clunen was called the grandma of the team, knowing it was her 5th season here at Marquette. She's back for her 6th, but I think for this Marquette team, you see it on the streets here on campus, and even during the game, that there's such a tight-knit group. McLaughlin saying this is the closest team, the closest that she's played on with a team as well.
Yeah, it helps when everyone's pretty much older with only one first-year player on this roster. Everyone knows the goals. Everyone's been around each other. They know the game of college basketball, and that helps bring everyone closer.
Yeah, absolutely. And you talk about it, how long this season in the NCAA is. It starts all the way in November, and it can end all the way in May. As John Rothstein says, we sleep in May, Ben, so
yes. On
the men's side. But for Marquette, they look to get back into that column and get back to another Big East championship game. They are only one of 3 programs in the entire country who have made 5 consecutive conference tournament appearances. The 2 other is powerhouse UConn, a fellow Big East foe, and then also Maryland. So this is a very successful program under head coach Megan Duffy. She's also off to the best 3-year start as any head coach in this program.
Yeah, she's been super successful so far, and they're looking to continue that success this year.
McLaughlin now has the ball. Walker finds Van Clunen. Another turnover. I mean, they're calling everything against Marquette right now.
I'm not really sure where that one came from. It looked like she just caught it, pivot, and shot the ball.
Winko goes to Evans. Turnover there and caught by Carlin. Walker back to Van Cluden. Van Cluden with the jumper. No good. And
that's the first foul of the second half. First team foul for either team.
It's actually the first foul of the fourth quarter, as there were a couple for Marquette in the third. They reset here in women's basketball per quarter. First free throw falls in for Van Clunen. That ends a minute and 34-second scoreless drought for the Golden Eagles. Van Clunen, a graduate student out of Mason, Ohio, misses the second shot.
Lauren, after those 3 turnovers, able to get on the score sheet. Evans just was able to get bucket on a post low where she was able to establish position early, get her feet set, and get that transition pass.
McLaughlin gets it back out to Van Clunen. Van Clunen looking for a screen. Goes to Carissa. Carissa from downtown, no good. A little bit of a rush and hot off the press. Sends it out to Murata. Murata with the jumper, and she connects. 11 points on the night for Chloe Murata. And the triple-double watch continues for the Mequon native. Dalrymple, no good on the 3, and Murata comes up with it. 8 rebounds. McLaughlin from downtown, and she connects. Carissa McLaughlin gets her 4th three-pointer of the night, and she continues to shoot that thing.
Now up to 22 points, expanding on the first night where she had 21.
Dalrymple throws it over. Stoll. Back to Lewinko. Moving around the perimeter now from NJIT. Looking for a pass. 6 seconds left. Shot rushed. And it comes off with the rebound from Liza Carlin. McLaughlin with the pass to Carlin. Finds open Antoinette Walker, and she connects with 2 points. Nice find there from Carissa McLaughlin, and Maurice gets the basket.
NJIT was so worried about McLaughlin getting open for 3 that they left her open down in the paint.
Well, the 7-0 run over the last minute and 42 seconds for Marquette forces Mike Lane to call a timeout, and it looks like Marquette breaking themselves apart in this game now.
Yeah, they're finding a rhythm offensively after those couple turnovers to end this third quarter, and then the first one to start the fourth quarter.
And for Marquette, I mean, there's nothing that you could change, in my opinion. Everything's working in their side. Meanwhile, for NJIT, it's really the easy baskets that they're giving up.
Yeah, they're giving up a lot of easy baskets. They're taking contested shots. They're going to need to try and find some offense down low. That seemed to be working because when they can get that, the defense will have to collapse down, and then they'll get their open 3-point shots, which is a key part of their offense.
Yeah, for sure there, as Marquette now has a very healthy lead, 75-48. They're shooting 52.5% from the field compared to NJIT, shooting under 40 at 39.2. So they're Marquette very balanced on their scoring, 40 points inside the paint. They're also leading in assists and rebounds. And the rebound is the big margin that stands out in the stat sheet right now, Ben. Marquette 40, NJIT 19.
Yeah, Marquette has 16 offensive rebounds compared to 12 defensive rebounds. They're really out-rebounding them just on both facets of the ball.
Now, if you're in the NJIT huddle right now, obviously you're trying to say, let's get this back going, guys. Like, we were so close early on in this third quarter, but it's starting to fall apart. Is it just, in your opinion, the level of competition getting to them a little bit?
Yeah, I think Marquette being an experienced Big East team, whereas NJIT is an America East team. That level, the players are different, they're bigger. They just play it with a quicker step. Not that NJIT has bad players. It's just another step, it's a little bit quicker game that Marquette runs, especially compared to the offense NJIT likes to run.
Busy night of basketball here in Milwaukee. Right now we obviously have Marquette versus NJIT, and then just a couple blocks down the road at Pfizer Forum, Marquette men's basketball just about to tip off against New Hampshire. So after our broadcast, make sure to go over to marquettewire.org/MUR for the men's broadcast on the radio with Andrew Amuzu and Sam Marco, and then Matt Yazel will also have the post-game coverage from Pfizer. The Shaka Smart era underway there for the men's program. Both teams looking for their second wins of the season here on a Friday night in the Brew City. Stoll has it. Goes to Williams inside the paint, and she connects. Nice find there to Trinity Williams.
Yeah, and it's heard or seen from her in a while after starting the third quarter hot.
Rose Nakimu has checked back in for the Golden Eagles. Murata now has it, being defended by Plummer, goes to Miles. Miles with the turnaround, no good, and Williams comes up with the basket. Murata 2 rebounds and 2 assists away from a triple-double, which for how it is, it's very uncommon in women's basketball to see that. So if she's able to get that accomplishment, Ben, she's having a pretty good start to her season.
Yeah, she's having a great.
Murata from downtown,
game.
no good.
We'll see if she can be one of those the transition pass to a layup, or get on that rebounded side and be aggressive.
Momiko goes to Plummer, being defended by Rose Nakimu. Battle of the threes right there at the top. Squire being defended by King now, looking for the screen. 4 seconds left. Evans get the shot, no good. Williams comes up with the rebound. And the block there by Liza Carlin. Great defense there by the Minnesota native. Murata back to Carlin, now to Nakumu. King goes to Miles inside the paint. Miles gets the jumper to fall in. That's the 42nd point of the night inside the paint for the Marquette women's basketball team.
Yeah, they look very comfortable when they get the ball down low. Their post players know how to dribble the ball and then get to their hook shot, their post shot, and put it in.
Great calls turnover there by Nakimu, but the official right in front of her says it went off of her instead. I had to beg a little bit different, but we have a tough vantage point from up here on the concourse.
Yeah, they're playing great pressure defense so far. The blocks, the steals, the deflections, like Coach Smart likes for his program. Yep. Looking like the women's team is trying to take some of that too.
Coach Smart wants 32 deflections a night, as another deflection there as Antoinette Walker finds King. King with the bounce, step back, gets her offensive rebound. And that one will go out.
A little bit of confusion here from the refs.
Into the game for the Highlanders, number 5, Maddie Martin.
Maddie Martin checks back in for the Highlanders. She replaces Lizzie Lewinko.
Myers also returns for the
Martin
Highlanders.
finished with over 1,500 points in high school. She's also battled 3 ACL injuries with NJIT. Miles pass recovered by Antoinette Walker. 9 seconds left. Walker gets the ball stripped by Martin. Martin goes to Williams. She drives but gets fouled while going through the lane. And she'll head to the free throw line shooting 2. Antoinette Walker gets called for the foul. Her first of the night.
And the line for the Highlanders, number 21, Trinity Williams.
Williams only has 8 points on the night so far. Makes number 9 right there. So she's close to her career high, which was 13 on Tuesday night, as this is just her second NCAA game. Second one falls in as well. So 2 for 2 from the free throw line for Trinity Williams. Nakumu leading point right now for the Golden Eagles.
Looks like we're seeing NJIT in a little bit of a 2-3 zone here. A different look defensively.
Carlin gets her offensive rebound, gets fouled on the recovery, and she'll head to the line shooting 2.
Islanders foul call to number 4, Kenna Squire. Her first, team second. And the line for the Golden Eagles, number 32, Liza Carlin, shooting 2.
Carlin has a total of 8 points on the night. Misses that first free throw. Golden Eagles hitting 70% from the charity stripe. Second one falls in as well. Wrote a great story about her relationship with UConn star player Paige Beckers last year, Ben. And she's trying to take a little bit of everything from Paige's game because they played AAU together as well.
She's really rebounding the ball well, scoring the ball well tonight, continuing it from Tuesday's game as well.
Steal there from Nakumu. Sends it out to Walker, but she'll get called for a travel.
Looks like she shuffled her feet after she caught it there before the shot.
15th turnover of the night for the Golden Eagles, which ties NJIT at 15. Myers goes to Williams. Williams drives to the left side, and she'll get called for a travel. 4:15 left here in the fourth quarter. So glad you're with us here on this Friday evening on Marquette University Television. Ben Schultz, John Liuzzi, Amy Galashewski on the call. Foul called as King will head to the line. After tonight's game, NJIT will head up to the farther part of the state of Wisconsin, to Madison, to face the Badgers on Sunday night. Another tough game on the 2-game road trip to the Dairy State. Foul calls. Kenna Squire gets called, so Middleton will try it again.
We see her with the ball, catching the ball at the high post there, looking to initiate the offense from there. Has been something we've seen tonight out of Marquette.
Nakumu goes to Walker, drives it out to Miles. Miles from deep, no good. Carlin gets the offensive rebound, and she goes to Miles and the easy basket that time. Great job there by Carlin to get the offensive rebound and find her teammate.
That's her 10th rebound tonight. That's a career high for her. Ooh.
If I have to take a guess right now, Ben, with 3 and a little less than a half minutes left to begin this one, I would say Carissa McLaughlin's night is over. But her 14th 20-plus point game of her career, 22 for Marquette.
Yeah, it was a very efficient night. She shot 50% on the game, 4 for 8 from 3, 8 for 16 from the field, as well as being 2 for 2 from the free throw line.
Squire misses the first free throw. Makes that one. I'm not sure if you were able to hear on the telecast. The band was saying Shake Shack because of the men's games. When at this point of the game, if the opponent misses both free throws, everybody in attendance gets a free Shake Shack.
You can't beat some free Shake Shack, that's for sure.
This year, it's just a side of fries at Shake Shack. Middleton drives to the lane, no good, but she's fouled. So she'll head to the line, shooting 2.
Highlanders foul ball.
Looks like they're sent down hard there on the foul.
That's her first. The team is over the limit.
Middleton has to head off just for a quick rinse. Micaiah Williams and Juliana Okason check back in. So a little bit of an young lineup right now on the court for Marquette.
Yeah, getting those guys some experience, especially going forward before Big East play in the non-conference, is going to be important because they're going to have to step up at certain times if there's foul trouble or things like that, helping to create a deeper bench for Marquette.
Second free throw from Middleton falls in as it gets the bounce off the rim. So she's 2 for 2, up to 4 points on the night. Goes out to Myers now. Ball almost stripped by Miles. Myers back. She has it, takes the jumper, no good. The offensive rebound gets put back in. Kiana Barretton gets that first basket of the night. Williams drives. She's fouled while she goes down. And she'll head to the line shooting 2. Williams, the lone first-year player on this Marquette team this year. They had originally had a class of 2 as Kendra Gillespie was supposed to be a part of it, a top recruit in the country. But with the loss of Tony Green going to Baylor, he joined Nikki Collin, a former Marquette player, over at the Baylor women's program. Gillespie decided to follow him as well there to Waco.
Yeah, Williams showed that in high school she could really score the ball. She hit the 1,000-point mark when she was just a junior. She's been able to score, and we'll see that in her time at Marquette.
Marquette expecting a big career out of her. Marquette ball there, caused another turnover. 17th one of the night for NJIT. Marquette inching closer to their 96-point mark from game number 1. About 12 points away from that. We'll see if they get there. Okason sends it out to Middleton. Middleton with the long jumper. No good. Goes out of bounds, and they're going to say it went off of Okason. And it'll be NJIT ball.
They're calling a foul on her for that.
Grace Plummer sends it in. Manny Martin will take it from up top. Reese Vaughn in too right now for the Highlanders. Both teams going a little bit with less experience right now, just as we're in the last minutes of this game. Walker now moves it across. Passes it back to Middleton. Goes to Williams, and Williams gets the underneath the basket layup. Real nice job there by the first-year forward.
Yeah, the lefty finish from the lefty player.
Plummer being defended by Williams, and she gets it in.
With the basket,
that's her first basket then since she went 3 for 3 in the second quarter.
11 points on the night for Grace Plummer, which ranks second on the team. Foul is called on the court.
That's her first. The team is over the limit.
Team is over the limit, so Marquette is in the bonus. And they'll shoot 1 and 1 here on out.
And the line shooting 2, Rose Nikimu.
Rose Nikimu at the line right now. Another Iowa player on the court tonight from Iowa City. She connects on that one, and it's a 30-point lead for the Golden Eagles. Second one falls in as well. Nikimu sat out on game 1 against Alcorn State just to keep her healthy and rested for tonight's game. She's been battling an injury. Under a minute now. Nice block there from Okusun, but she's got called, and it's a jump ball. Martin passes it, looking to pass it in. 5-second violation. Great defense again from the Golden Eagles.
That brings their turnover count up to 18 compared to Marquette's 15 on the game.
So Chloe Murata will fall short of a triple-double with 11, 8, and 8. Nice job there by Middleton, and she gets it to fall in.
Productive night we've seen out of her. She's got 6 points, 4 rebounds, and 3 assists on the night. A well-rounded outing for her.
Myers has it, 22 seconds. She drives in, no good. That will go out, and Marquette will be back on defense.
Marquette's up to 90 points for the second game in a row this season.
Definitely a good spot to be in right now. Antoinette Walker gets the steal in transition, but she's fouled while going up. She'll head to the line. She'll go and shoot 1-1.
Number 10, Kennedy Cash, that's her first. At the line, Antoinette Walker shooting 2.
Walker shooting the line. First one misses. Live stat says it's 89-58 in favor of Marquette, but the scoreboard has 90-57. So we'll see if there's clarification. That one goes in for the 90th point of the night. And that shall do it almost. Basket does not go in at the buzzer. So the Marquette Golden Eagles defeat the NJIT Highlanders by a score of 90-58. They move to 2-0 on the season. 2-0 at home to begin this one. And Ben, this is a great game for Marquette. Second straight game they got 90-plus points.
Yeah, it was a great offensive performance. Pretty spread out. Clarissa led the way with 22. Lauren Van Clunen added 16. And then Murata with 11.
And Amy, you're talking about a Marquette team looking to continue building their growth, heading into Big East play early on. This one certainly getting to that.
What an exciting 91-57 Marquette win tonight. John, as I predicted at the beginning of the game, I thought Carissa McLaughlin was going to be a standout tonight, and she sure was, scoring 22 points. But my player of the game is Chloe Murata because of her all-around great performance, scoring 11 points, putting up 8 rebounds and 8 assists. So hopefully we'll be hearing from her and Coach Duffy in a little bit. But looking ahead, on Monday, Marquette is back in action against Southern here in the McGuire Center at noon. NJIT goes on their Midwest road trip to UW-Madison on Sunday. But yes, John, you'll be hearing from me in a little bit when I speak with Coach Duffy and Chloe. Back to you.
Thanks so much, Amy. Chloe Murata coming up on the schedule now for Marquette. Monday, they'll round out the 3-game homestand against Southern University. A matinee here inside the Owl before going on the road for the first time next week against Colorado. First road trip of the season. And then they go to the Daytona Beach Invitational. They'll play 2 games against Middle Tennessee and Georgia. We're just a moment away from getting Coach Duffy to join Amy, so we'll keep it here, and we're actually going to send it down to Amy Galashewski, who's joined by the head coach of the women's basketball program, Megan Duffy.
Marquette head coach Megan Duffy. Congrats on the win. What were your thoughts on both the offensive and defensive side?
I thought overall we had a really nice game. I feel like we had some great moments in that first quarter. Lost it a little bit at the end of the second quarter and a little bit of the third quarter, but overall we're a work in progress. You know, defensively we're trying to get better each and every day. We knew NJIT was going to move the ball around pretty quickly to shoot threes, and they did. They banked some in, but I thought we got to play a lot of people tonight, which was great, get some on-court experience.
And Carissa led the way with 22 points, but Chloe also had an all-around great performance. How important is their presence on this court?
I was really happy with Chloe, and more so on the defensive end. We made a little adjustment to help with their post matchups, and so I thought she was great defensively, hit some big buckets, made some great passes to people, and that's who Chloe Murata is, does all the little things to help our team win.
Definitely miss Marquette there, but looking ahead to Monday, you have a quick turnaround playing Southern at noon, so how is your team going to prep this weekend?
We're going to try and get some rest, do a little bit of prep tomorrow, and walk through some things, and then we'll be ready to go on Monday.
Thanks, Coach. Congrats on the win. Back to you.
Thanks so much, Amy, and thanks for Coach Duffy for taking the time. That is win number 45 here at Marquette, and a great record overall with that. And we're actually going to send it back down to Amy, who's joined by Chloe Murata. Amy?
I'm here with Chloe Murata, who had a solid all-around performance tonight. How does it feel to pick up a second win this season?
It feels great. You know, we came out with a mentality to go hard and play hard, and I think the first 5 minutes we set the tone and then continued on and was consistent throughout.
And your team calls you Miss Marquette, so how are you able to hype them up tonight and maybe offer a halftime message for them to carry out and get a win?
Yeah, I think coming out and halftime knowing that we can't let up and knowing that we have to really pound on it, and I think we did that today, and that's what we talked about at halftime.
And how will your team be able to carry energy from tonight into Monday against Southern?
Absolutely. I think every single day we have to bring energy. We're going to be back in practice tomorrow, even going harder and preparing for Southern right away, and switch our mindset to the next team, next scout.
Thanks, Chloe. Congrats on the win. Back to you.
Thanks so much, Amy, and thanks, Chloe, for taking the time to come on. Murata, 11 points, 8 rebounds, 8 assists. To me, Ben, that's a pretty round-rounded game.
Yeah, that's a good stat line, very well-rounded. Played well in all 3 aspects of the game, even played well defensively.
Yeah. You talk about a big player, then you're going to need that kind of player. As we look some post-game highlights as Marquette wins 91-57 against NJIT on home court. Carlin, also another big player for Marquette. A lot of players, in fact, were very big and very productive, well-rounded scoring for the Golden Eagles.
Yeah, along with the scoring, they had some well-rounded effort on the boards. Kenny Miles added 11 rebounds, Carlin's 10, and like we talked about, Murata's 8. And then offensively, a couple players with 6. We got Middleton and Williams both getting on the score sheet. And then Jordan King added her 8 and Carlin's 9.
Yeah, you're talking about Eliza Carlin, 9 points offensively, 10 rebounds defensively. Second straight time that she has gotten in the double figures this season. Also her second straight game as well in the starting lineup. She was very big for Marquette and a player that we could see big from this season.
Yeah, in her second year here at Marquette, she's only going to see her role grow more and more throughout the season, especially now that she's starting. She's going to see more minutes. And then last year, as she shot the ball so well from beyond the arc, we didn't see her shoot it from beyond the arc today, but I think that's something we can see going forward this season.
Rebounding, to me, was the big thing that got this game away for Marquette. They won it by 20-plus margin, 46-26 in the rebound thing. That was something that we knew coming into today's game was going to be for the Golden Eagles to get a win.
Yeah, getting rebounds on the defensive glass and offensive glass is going to be important going forward, and just on the season in general.
Yeah, Carissa McLaughlin led the team with 22 points. Her 14th career 20-plus game in her NCAA career. That will about wrap it up for us here on this presentation of Marquette women's basketball on Marquette University Television. For my partner, Ben Schultz, and our sideline reporter, Amy Galacheski, my name is John Leozzi. Thank you so much for tuning in. Marquette comes out with a 91-57 victory to move 2-0 on the season. Have a great night, and make sure to go over to Marquette Radio for men's basketball versus New Hampshire right on now.